A sharp, fast, ultra-wide lens at a fraction of the price of the competitors? What's the catch? I took this Sigma 14-24 f2.8 on a recent photo workshop to the desert Southwest, and you can actually join me on a future workshop. We go to beautiful locations, lots of fun people come along, and there is a ton of learning that happens. You can learn more at photorec.tv/travel. Now, this was actually my second trip to the Southwest. We hit the Slot Canyons, a secret slot canyon, Horseshoe Bend, and Starry Night Skies. I mean, those locations, they're a perfect testing ground for a fast ultra-wide like the Sigma 14-24 f2.8. What we've got here is a really nicely built lens. It's weather sealed. We've got a fixed lens hood and a bulbous front element, and right away, we got two drawbacks. If you want to use filters on this, you're going to need to invest in an expensive filter system like Nissi. There's no threads up here. And this lens is heavy. At 2.5 pounds, it's actually even heavier than the Tamron 15-30, which includes vibration compensation. We do, however, have a really nice zoom ring and focus ring, both that provide excellent tactile feedback. We've got a brick of a lens that you can't throw filters on. Let's talk about quality. This lens is sharp, and it's currently selling for $1,200. It blows away the competition in this price range and matches up nicely with the much more expensive Nikon 14-24 and Canon 16-35. I shot it a bunch against the Sony 16-35, and they're nearly matched, with the Sigma pulling ahead in the center in some shots. The corners, not so much. Shooting stars, we've got no coma, and again, that focus ring with that nice tactile feedback really makes it easy to dial in precise focus. You also have very little distortion, which is impressive in a lens this wide, though you do get some vignetting at f2.8 that's easily corrected in Lightroom. And let's spend just a moment talking about sun stars. That's that phenomenon that you capture when shooting towards the sun at higher apertures. I was actually Rishi at DP Review. I was having a conversation with him about a year ago, and I realized that it is important to talk about that with some lenses, especially ultra wides. You might want that shot. And this is another downside for the Sigma. It's a little messy, especially when you put it side by side with the Sony and just look at how clean that 16-35 is from Sony. Now, brief comparisons. The first lens that comes to mind I mentioned is the Tamron 15-30 f2.8. Well, the Sigma is noticeably sharper and wider. Now, it's actually even a little bit wider than that 1mm difference would have you believe. The Tamron's not quite as wide as 15. But the Tamron does offer vibration compensation. That's not something I need in a lens this wide, but it might be important for the way you're shooting. Weight-wise, they're similar, 2.3 pounds for the Tamron versus 2.5 pounds for the Sigma. Comparing it against Sony and Canon's 16-35s, those lenses are lighter, almost a pound lighter in both cases, making them a good bit more travel friendly, and they support easy filter use. And while they don't start as wide, they do cover significantly more range, and in some cases that makes it more versatile. But you pay more, and they don't offer a noticeable increase in quality, in my opinion. I've got some specs and thoughts listed out on a few more wide-angle lenses, and you can download the full RAWs that I shot with this lens on a Sony a7R III and check them out for yourself. You can find those at photorec.tv/Sigma 14-24. All things considered, this Sigma is fantastic. If you're looking for an affordable and versatile lens from stars to landscape to architecture, this lens can do it very well. If you appreciated this review, use the links below for your shopping. It's an easy way for you to support this channel. I also appreciate your thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe for future reviews, tips, tricks, and travel videos. Thanks so much for watching. Bye-bye.